League Kerala. We're all set for an exciting encounter between the Alappuzha Dolphins and the Thrissur Tuskers. Dolphins coming off a loss against the Bisons yesterday, a hard-fought game. However, they had to settle for defeat. However, the Tuskers come in with the confidence, especially after coming out victorious yesterday in the last and final match of the day. They have the confidence, they have momentum, but the Dolphins will look to change things up here as the official will toss up the ball, and we're on the way here at the RSC in Kochi. Plays it back out over to the right, looks at his options, drives in through the middle, puts it up, won't get the shot, gets the rebound, lines up the three. It's an air ball, and a quick steal coming through, and a foul also committed in the process. It's going to be a side throw. At the elbow, great footwork, but the shot still not falling through. And again, the offensive rebound going to the Tuskers, and a violation will be called in that occasion. Great effort to get the first basket in a flying fashion. You can see how the screen was set, leading to that pathway through the middle, and the defender was too late. And here comes the steal, a chance to get back-to-back baskets, and the Tuskers almost getting it in that occasion, and a block coming through as well. Jeevan with the block, and the Dolphins contain. That's a great outlet pass. The Dolphins searching for their first basket. Srihari plays it over to G1. G1 using his size all the way into the paint makes the basket. And both the teams have hope in their account in this matchup. Lines up the shot, can't get it to go. And possession will remain with the Tuskers. Shot clock winding down. They need to get it away, and he does, but he fails to connect. And again, a second chance given. I've seen perhaps 4 or 5 possessions already where a second chance is given to the Tuskers. And this time, the foul and almost getting the basket. A good effort. Tuskers back up by 2 with 7 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. A slow start, and if you look at the entire league from a scoring front, teams are still settling in from a high scoring factor as a blocking foul is called. Ball inbounded, and there's a steal coming through as well. Abhijit with the steal, and he searches for options, plays it back out. Vinay Shankar on the ball, lines up the shot. He does not connect. Vinay Shankar was the player of the match yesterday in their opening victory. The Dolphins now will look to tie the game. Jonathan, one of their key players, he was their key scorer yesterday, and he comes in with the floater, makes no mistake, and it's 4 points apiece. Possession's back on with the Thrissur Tuskers. He drives in, there's the Euro step, quick pass to his teammate who was cutting in. And these are those quick plays that make the difference. And this is where the Tuskers are very strong. Their point guard is one of the best the league has seen. Jeevan now on the ball, lot of contact. He puts it up, fails to connect. And once again, the Tuskers using their pace, going all the way to the rim of the glass. And the score is now 8-4. Great outlet pass to find Praveen Biju, who finished it up. Alex Darwin with the ball, plays it over to Jeevan. Jeevan for the mid-ranger, fails to connect. Rebound, Vinay Shankar. Vinay Shankar with an outlet pass, searching for his teammate. The interception keeps it alive. In fact, it's going to go back the other way in favor of the Dolphins. Long pass to the player under the board and a quick attempt. He misses, but the rebound finds its way back to him. He puts it up again. And Kalidas will be going to the free throw line. It'll be interesting to see how the Dolphins decide to address their rebound issue. I was speaking to their coach earlier today, and he said that the rebounds is something that they want to look to work on. And they've already given away a lot of defensive rebounds to the opposition, and they look to change it up as Vinay Shankar comes in. Great sequence. Take a look at that. This is what we want to see here at the Basketball League Kerala. Top talent. He shook up the defense, drew the extra players towards him, gave the bounce pass to his teammate, and that is as beautiful as it can get. And once again, the tight defense from the Thrissur Tuskers putting some pressure on the Dolphins. Jeevan now receives it up top, using his space, going in again, not able to get the finish, but they continue to search for baskets in that one similar fashion. And now the Tuskers look at opportunities and avenues. Foul is drawn. I think it was on the ground. Or was it as he started his free throws? Yep, it was during the layup, which means it's going to be free throws for Vinay Shankar. Vinay Shankar, talented youngster, a very effective player. It's not just his ability to score, but his ability to control the game, the top passes, and that shows how good a player he is. He's very vigilant. He's aware of where his teammates are. That sometimes makes a key difference. Three-pointer for the Dolphins is no good, and the Tuskers bring it back the other way. Abhijit in that occasion will turn the ball over with 3 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock. Thrissur Tuskers picking up right where they left off yesterday. Dolphins want to change their fortunes. The screen is set. And a lot of pressure coming in and an easy steal for the Tuskers. And this is where they're so effective. Neo John Winson cleans it up on the fast break. The lead is now 10. Jeevan on the ball. Gets the screen, lines up the three, fails to connect. There's the rebound collected. A second chance opportunity. Jeevan kicks it out. Feet set, lines up the shot. Again, fails to connect. And the Tuskers have the numbers up front. Quick pass again under the board. Easy shot. Abhijit making the underboard. Vinay Shankar with the assist. A lot happening in the middle. Alappuzha Dolphins not able to get a hold of their offense. Praveen Biju splitting the defense. Fails to convert the layup though. The Dolphins just slowing the game down, given how the Tuskers have dictated the pace for majority of the game. Here's Jonathan on the drive, shifts it over to the corner, and a foul is drawn. And for the quarter, they have a couple of fouls to give, and it's a smart decision to commit those fouls with just over a minute remaining. Jeevan lines up the shot and connects. Jeevan Jobi from beyond the arc makes it a 9-point game. Here's Vinay Shankar dribbling through, draws the foul. There's the quick inbound. What's he got in mind? He finds Vinay. Vinay Shankar gets the screen up top. He goes all the way to the rim. Won't make the basket. It's still alive for the Tuskers. And again, they thrive on the second chance opportunities. There's the shot from beyond the arc. And the Dolphins now with a chance to reduce this gap all the way to the rim. Too strong on the finish. And here come the Tuskers. Praveen Biju on the ball. Screen is set once again. Oh, beautiful bounce pass. Unfortunate as it was not gathered. And we're in the dying seconds of the first quarter. Dolphins would reckon finishing with the basket. Is Jeevan going to line up a three like we saw him do a few possessions back? He steps back over to the corner, puts it up. Can't get it to go. There's just a second remaining. Neo will try, but it's not going to count. And it does not go in. But at the end of the first quarter, it's the Tuskers with a 9-point advantage. Stay tuned as we have the second quarter coming your way.
From Kochi Courts to Trivandrum Rain, we lace them up, we play through pain. Orange in the air, hearts on fire. BLK, we rise higher. BLK, we ball, basketball league Kerala. Stand tall, from the backbone blast to the last shot call. BLK, we ball. BLK, we fight, we fly. Basketball league Kerala. Reach the sky, from the first tip off to the final try. BLK, we fly. Thrissur, Malabar night. 5 on the floor, one pure light. Jersey sweat, crowd in sync. BLK, one heartbeat. BLK, we ball. Basketball league Kerala.
Welcome back to the second quarter of this matchup. A few changes to the teams, and the Tuskers will look to keep that momentum. However, the Dolphins know that they need to change things up. And the Dolphins start off with the basket, and this is the change a point guard brings to a team. Now the Dolphins are playing with their main point guard, Albert Reggie. And we know the point guard for the Tuskers makes the key difference. But off the bench, they've also got players. And this time, it is Aljo George Thomas who takes it to the rim and is also rewarded with a free throw for his efforts. And he has a chance to complete the 3-point play. It's 9-18. And he does complete the 3-point play. But coming back to what I said, number one, as you can see, the player on the ball, Albert Reggie, is the key point guard for this team, and he makes a big impact on this side. There's the quick handoff, the shot coming in, he falls short, rebound, Albert plays it back out. Still alive for the Dolphins. Clock's down to 7. He will shoot, and they get the rebound again. Third chance of the possession. Underarm won't get the finish, and we're going to go back the other way. Tuskers ball. George Thomas to his teammate underneath. Uvesh for three, can't get it to go. Rebound gathered by the Dolphins, lost as well. Uvesh with a second chance. This time he drives in and he will draw the foul. And I like how the new players coming in for the Tuskers are keeping the tempo at the same rate. Dolphins gather the defensive rebound, something they're looking to work on through the day. Albert Reggie on the ball. Screen set for him. Reggie still keeping the dribble alive, finds his teammate. A lot of bodies are fading away short. He won't make it. Long pass inside and too quick in that occasion. Albert Reggie on the ball. There's the screen set for him by Vinayak. Reggie all the way to the rim. He loses the ball in the process. Somehow manages to keep it alive. A tussle for the ball. And it's back with the Tuskers. They are very quick in transition. That's where their strength lies. Aljo George Thomas on the ball through the middle. Drives in through the lane. Gets blocked in the process. And the pace of this game being so high results in a foul being committed on Albert Reggie. Uvesh being the victim. It's going to remain with the Dolphins. They're down 10. The second quarter is going to be so key for them because it sets themselves up for the second half where they have their closing five. Albert with a forced shot. There's the drive to the rim. Try stopping him if you can. Niranjan commands his way to the basket with authority. Here's Vinayak once again. Long pass inside, intercepted. There's the bounce pass. And a kick ball, which means possession will remain with the Tuskers. Tuskers still continue to dominate this game. 12 points separating the two teams. Aljo George Thomas plays it over to Uvesh. What's he got in mind? He gets the screen, initiates the pick and roll, but a foul is committed once again. Quick catch and shoot is attempted, but a block comes through. And Albert Reggie on the other side gets fouled as he goes in for the layup. Free throws loading for the Dolphins. 10-21 is the score with little over 6 minutes remaining. Ball to be inbounded from the baseline. Dolphins already at the limit, and they would avoid committing fouls here on. There's a drive to the rim. Finish not coming through. And again, the second chance given to the Tuskers. And possession will go back to the Dolphins. That's a replay of that layup attempt. Albert Reggie, smart, vigilant, and he manages to maintain possession for his team. You can see how the coach is dictating the offense. He's just told the player, go to the post, and that's what Albert did. But the post did not do his job. And the Tuskers bring it back up the other way. All the way to the rim, he draws the foul. And that's the fifth foul. It was also in the act of shooting, which means a couple of free throws coming in. And this is something for the Dolphins to worry about because we have 5 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in this quarter. The Dolphins are already over the limit, which means a foul committed at any spot, whether it's in the act of shooting or not, it's going to result in free throws. And that is not an ideal situation to be in. And for the Tuskers, it's become very strategic. They would want to draw as many fouls as possible because they're going to get those two assured free throws, which they continue to make, as we can see. You can see pressure on the ball man. That's what the coaches told them. Albert Reggie with the bounce pass over to the post. Plays it back out. Albert Reggie lines up the shot. Too strong on the attempt. And here come the Tuskers on the fast break. And there's the interception. It's good to see the Dolphins running back on defense with numbers. Here's Reggie on the drive. A no look pass to his teammate who was not expecting it. And the Tuskers in transition all the way to the rim. Makes the basket along with the foul. And a free throw. Loading as well for Uvesh, who's had a very good second quarter so far. And at this point, I don't think the Dolphins are bothered about how many fouls they commit in this quarter because they're already over the limit. And there, a putback coming through to clean it up. Niranjan makes it. And this is the dominance of the Thrissur Tuskers, forcing the Alappuzha Dolphins coach to call a timeout. Play resumes here at the Regional Sports Center in Kochi with 4:25 remaining in the first half. The Tuskers up by 16. The Dolphins off the timeout will look to change things up, but it looks like the same pressure on the ball, man. That's their strategy. This time, a foul is committed as well. And the officials just telling the players to remain calm. They'll get the calls. You just trust on the officials. They'll give you the calls. You'll get the whistles. There's the drive all the way to the rim. And it's going to be the Tuskers in transition once again. Off a missed shot. There's the stop coming through for the Dolphins, but it's still alive for the Tuskers. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Niranjan plays it back up. Sets the screen. Finds Niranjan again. Pick and roll at its finest, but a block comes through. And the Dolphins need to hustle and get stops like this. And Albert Reggie slows it down. Vinayak all the way to the rim gets blocked. And again, I go back to say, why are the Dolphins playing such a fast game? They're trailing. They need to get a hold of their offense. In this occasion, also, I'd like to have seen Albert dribbling the ball and waiting for all his players to come on the other side instead of finding Vinayak. Aljo George. Aljo George Thomas looking at his options. Plays it to Uvesh, who lines up the three. Can't get it to go. Rebound Dolphins. Albert Reggie all the way to the rim. Won't get the finish. And my friend Albert, why don't you utilize the 24 seconds you have? Oh, wonderful footwork. The finish not coming through. And this is a fast break opportunity. Albert Reggie with some contact won't get the finish. And the pace of the game remaining high and intact. 2.5 minutes remaining here in this quarter. Dolphins not having the ideal second quarter, having scored just a basket so far. Albert Reggie running into too many bodies, and they try to keep it alive. Quick inbound from the Alappuzha Dolphins. Albert Reggie splitting the defense. No look pass to his teammate, and that's a great play, perhaps the best play so far for the Dolphins in this matchup. Last 2 minutes, the score is 12-26. Tuskers looking to add on to that 26 number of theirs. And Uvesh does just that. A brilliant layup and a very smart finish. He needed to give that high arcing layup to avoid the block. And he did just that. And the Dolphins get their third basket of the quarter. They're slowly trying to come alive. And we're back on for the Thrissur Tuskers. He goes in, won't get the layup. They're still trying to get through with that. And now a fast break opportunity. Albert Reggie with a great pass to his teammate. And Vinayak should have converted that. But more importantly, he's going to get two free throws. And they're slowly coming alive late into the first half. The Alappuzha Dolphins. They would love to finish strong and reduce the gap because it's 13 points separating the two teams. And if they can reduce it here, heading into the halftime break, it will give them that confidence to start the second half on a high note as Vinayak makes the first. A lot happening to get possession, and the Dolphins are getting stops. Can they convert on the other side? Albert Reggie sets his feet, lines up the three, fails to connect, and the rebound is somehow being fought for. And possession is going to remain with the Dolphins. 40 seconds on the clock. Albert to inbound from the baseline. There's a bounce pass under the post. He puts it up and it goes in. Jerin Koshi with the basket. And just like that, it's a 9-point game. A very good comeback from the Dolphins late in the second quarter. Aljo George Thomas now for the Tuskers. What's he got to do? The pick and roll is contained. And the Dolphins would reckon a basket. Great pass to Albert. But it was too strong for him to receive, and we have 12 seconds remaining. Dolphins would have reckoned scoring in that occasion. And this could be the last possession of the half. Uvesh plays it over to Niranjan, who lines up a high arcing shot, fails to connect. And with just 8 tenths of a second remaining, the ball will be inbounded. And I don't think there's enough time for a basket. Possession remains with the Tuskers, which means they can still try. A quick release, a quick shot is what they need. And I think we have barely 1/10 of a second remaining. And the moment the ball is inbounded, we can expect the whistle to be blown. And a quick shot. And that brings us to the end of the first half. The Dolphins, with a late run in the second quarter, make it a 9-point affair. Heading into the second half is the Thrissur Tuskers 28, Alappuzha Dolphins 19. Stay tuned.
Sun, our oldest source of energy. We can capture the power of sunlight and harness it to use in our own homes, businesses, schools, government buildings, and public utilities. Watson Energy, your one-stop solar solution.
Welcome back to the second half of this encounter here at the Basketball League Kerala between Alappuzha Dolphins and the Thrissur Tuskers. Dolphins slowly got a hold of the game late into the first half, and they will look to keep it that way and inflict a comeback if they want to stand a chance. What a play to start the second quarter! A foul and the basket from Vinay Shankar. It's how effective he is as a player. He was on the bench for the second quarter. As you all know, the rules of the BLK is structured in a way to ensure that players get ample amount of playing time, which is why no player can play more than 3 quarters. That is one of the key rules that we have here, and that promotes talent so much. And that's exactly what the BLK stands to do: promote Kerala basketball, and more importantly, find the future stars of Indian basketball playing at the grand stage. Vinay Shankar on the ball, gets the screen, spins, finds his teammate under the board, and the basket won't count because the shot clock had wind down. It was a good play altogether, but we can expect the match to get a lot more interesting. Both the teams have brought in their best combinations to close out the game over the next couple of quarters. Of course, they will make changes, but this is the best that both the sides have. Here's G1 on the ball, he loses it, and a chance now to clean it up on the other side. It's the same name that we've been mentioning since yesterday. Vinay Shankar once again with the steal and the finish. And I noticed something yesterday as well. G1 tends to play up top, even though he's one of the tallest players. He's always playing at the perimeter, and a tall player tends to lose the ball unless you're Victor Wembanyama playing for the Spurs. G1 this time. Again, you can see how much of pressure goes on to him, although a foul is committed in this occasion. You want your point guard holding on to the ball for majority of the 24 seconds that you have. And I think from the Dolphins perspective, you want Albert Reggie controlling the game and trying to create plays and opportunities. Bounce pass to start off. G1 on the ball, drives inside, creates some space, puts it up, can't get it to go. 8 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. The Alappuzha Dolphins down 13. There's a bounce pass. That's a smart move. He faked, but he did not finish it. Jonathan showing his skill set with some great dribbles, plays it over to the side, leading to that shot, which is way off. And Vinay Shankar will bring it up and weigh his options. He plays it over to the other side. Praveen Biju all the way to the rim. Won't get the finish, but it's cleaned up. No, it isn't. This time, also not cleaned up as Niranjan tries to get a few putbacks. Vinay lines up the three, quick release. Won't get the finish. And a fast break opportunity will be contained as the foul is committed. And one can say this is among those good fouls in basketball where players, just to avoid that fast break, quickly commit one in order to let the team go back and settle in. The foul is on number 14 for the Thrissur Tuskers, Abhijit. And an unsportsmanlike foul is often called. So even when you commit these good fouls, you got to do it strategically. You can't simply go whack a player. You want to commit a soft foul which does not get ruled an unsportsmanlike foul, and that's exactly what happened here. Which is why you're seeing free throws being taken along with no lineup, as Jaren Koshi makes one and misses the other. But they also get possession, so it's equivalent to a technical foul because you get free throws with no lineup and you also get possession. The Dolphins will be happy and they will look to captivate. Here's Jonathan on the ball. G1 sets the screen. Jonathan weighs his options. Finds Vinayak. There's the extra pass. Now it's somehow back with Jonathan off the left hand. He will shoot. He will not get the shot. There's the rebound. And it's going to go back the other way. With 3 minutes past the second half, And it's now Vinay Shankar all the way to the rim, once again drawing the foul. And he continues to do what he does best, that is, draw defenders to him. In some occasions, he finds his teammate, otherwise, he is fouled and he's shooting free throws. And that's the kind of player he is. Albert Reggie going through all defenders to the rim. And that's a flying move from Mr. Reggie. Now it's a 10-point game. Dolphins would reckon getting a stop, but to get a stop, you need to contain some of these players. And fortunate for the Dolphins, the Tuskers don't captivate in that occasion. Albert Reggie with the quick pass over to the left. He puts it up off the glass, can't get it to go. And the rebound's gathered. There's the outlet pass and an easy layup for Praveen Biju. The Tuskers now up by 12. Albert Reggie taking on the defenders, hands it off to G1. G1 calling for the screen, gets the space, puts up the shot, and is too strong on the attempt. There's the quick pass again to the right. They're too fast on the transition, and they continue to score at will. The Thrissur Tuskers gunning forward as they continue to add to their tally. It's a 14-point game, 22-36. There's a beautiful find to the player cutting on the baseline. And that is what you got to do. Draw players to yourself and find the open player. This is why the off-ball movement is so important in basketball. Praveen Biju with some sequence puts up the shot off the glass, makes it. And Praveen Biju is also having a very good game today. And the Tuskers up by 15. There's the quick inbound. Jerin hands it off to Reggie. Reggie loses the ball. This is why you got to be vigilant when you dribble the ball, my friend. Lot of contact amidst that drive. Vinay Shankar again drawing the defense to himself. It's going to be a side throw. No, it's not. They're just changing the ball. It's going to be two free throws. He had started taking his layup steps when the foul was committed. Vinay Shankar in and out on the first attempt. Albert Reggie now plays it over to G1. G1 going to the post using his size, spinning and putting it up. And he's way off from the target. He'll get a second chance. It's dished over to Reggie. Albert Reggie this time. He had something cheeky in mind, but it just did not work out the way he thought. Into the last 4 minutes of the quarter. Vinay Shankar gets the screen, puts it up, in and out. Rebound is being fought for between the two players. Driving in towards the rim, and unfortunate for them as the shot does not fall through. I'd like to see the ball go to Jonathan a lot more. Yesterday, he was one of their key scorers when they were trailing. And now Albert can engage Jonathan on the fast break. And Jonathan makes no mistake. And I go back to what I said, especially when they're rotating the ball on the perimeter. You want to see Albert working with Jonathan a lot more because he's very quick on engaging those layups. And that is something the Dolphins would want to do if they want to come back. And also stop Vinay Shankar like they just did. It's Dolphins ball. Albert Reggie with the bounce pass to the cutting man, but he had a player on his left. He had Jonathan on his left. This is where you expect the point guard to weigh both options as a foul is drawn by Praveen. And that's the fourth foul. The Dolphins had a foul to give. 26-40 is the score. Praveen Biju with the ball. Abhijit sets the screen for him. Praveen gets a good look. He will shoot. He almost does not make that. Albert Reggie hands it off to Jonathan. Jonathan splitting the defense, going all the way to the rim. He won't make the basket, but he will earn himself a couple of free throws. There's the spin along with the shot. His angle was completely off. That's a great find to the open player. And Jonathan once again makes the basket. And then I think it's time we name him third quarter Jonathan because even today in the third quarter, he's keeping the Dolphins alive. Vinay Shankar now on the drive, spins, runs into bodies, finds his teammate. Niranjan won't connect. It's all happening here. There's the player from the corner, Reggie forcing the shot over the defender. And once again, it is the Tuskers ball. What did they got in mind? Vinay Shankar driving in all the way to the rim, draws the foul. And he will shoot free throws. Vinay Shankar at the line. He makes the first free throw and he will look to make it 2 of 2. His team's up by 11 with a minute and 13 seconds remaining in this quarter. And he does just that. His team's up by 12 now. And they make it once again. This is why you don't want to give the Tuskers the confidence. Take a look at the replay. They force the turnover, leading to that shot. And now the Dolphins look to respond with the three. He misses the shot. Big rebound from Vinayak. And off the left hand, he makes the basket. Scores now 32-45. Vinay Shankar plays it over to Praveen Biju. Praveen Biju also having a very good game today. And you can say commentator's curse as he loses the ball. And the Dolphins with options. Jonathan was trying to cross over and he lost the ball in the process. Look at that dribble sequence from Vinay to find Niranjan who lines up the three. not going to be too happy whenever the post shoots threes. That being said, with just a couple of seconds remaining, a full court press comes in from the Tuskers to avoid giving away a last shot. Jonathan from the half court lines it up and will not score at the end of three quarters. It is the Dolphins at 32, the Thrissur Tuskers at 45. Stay tuned as we have 10 more minutes of basketball to play in this exciting matchup.
From Kochi Coast to Trivandrum Rain, we lace them up, we play through pain. Orange in the air, hearts on fire. BLK, we rise higher. BLK, we fall. Basketball league Kerala, stand tall. From the backbone blast to the last shot call. BLK.
Sun, our oldest source of energy. We can capture the power of sunlight and harness it to use in our own homes, businesses, schools, government buildings, and public utilities. Watson Energy, your one-stop solar solution.
It's now or never for the Alappuzha Dolphins to avoid going on back-to-back losses. They look to come with a victory, and this is the kind of start they needed. Vinayak with the layup, and it's an 11-point game. They will have to come back 13 in this fourth quarter to come out victorious. And standing in front of them is the mighty Thrissur Tuskers, who have proved to be a very seasoned squad. And it's going to be hard for the Dolphins, but not impossible. Quick pass over to the corner. There's a quick shot, too strong on the attempt. Coach did mention the man-to-man defense as well as the rebounds are going to be key for the Dolphins. And if they work on that, I'm sure they will stand a very good chance as a foul is drawn by G1. You often have to be very calculated when you go in, when you reach in for the ball, be it any defender. When Nayak gets a good look off the glass, won't get the finish. And the ball's brought up by the Tuskers. Abhijit, quick find towards Niranjan, who does not hold on to the ball. Quick pass off the missed shot. It's played over to the baseline. He gets a good look. Not the ideal attempt. It's alive now. But the steal comes through. Neo John Vincent to the rim will draw the foul. And he will go to the free throw line and shoot a couple of free throws. back to a 12-point affair, possibly 13 if he makes this free throw. Back to a 12-point affair with little over 8 minutes remaining. Here in the fourth quarter, Albert Reggie on the ball. Hands it over to Jonathan. It's Vinayak now over to the right. Albert will launch it. He's too strong on that attempt. And the Tuskers, you can see them playing relatively slow to start the fourth quarter. They're not keeping that same pace with which they've been transitioning. Vinay Shankar to the rim once again is fouled in the process. And he's going to do what he does best. That's take another trip to the free throw line and shoot a couple of free throws with 7:41 remaining here in the fourth quarter. What a game we've had so far. Thrissur Tuskers showing how firm they are when it comes to holding on to their lead. It's 2 of 2 from that trip to the free throw line for Vinay Shankar, and we're back to a 14-point affair. Dolphins still continue to chase their opponents, and they've been shooting too many shots very quick. We don't see them utilizing the 24 seconds that they have in every possession. It's a quick pass, catch and shoot, which is not ideal for teams, as the layup of balance is no good. A fast break opportunity, it's too strong for Albert Reggie. Jeevan, my friend, he's not as tall as you are, and the ball goes out of bounds. Test of temperament for Thrissur Tuskers. Neo John Vincent gets fouled in the process. So third foul in the quarter for the Dolphins. Neo John Vincent drives in through the baseline. Great footwork, but he loses the ball in the process. And an easy fast break opportunity. Jonathan cleans it up on the other side, taking the score to 36-48 in favor of the Tuskers. And it looks like Vinay Shankar is going to go back to handling the ball. Sets his feet, puts up the mid-ranger. It rattles on the rim and finally goes in. And that's the 50th point for the Tuskers. Meanwhile, a quick start on the other side. A great block coming in. The Tuskers doing it on both the sides of the floor. And there's the quick handoff. Not the ideal shot. Albert Reggie on the dribble, spins, puts up the layup, can't get it to go. That's been the story for the Dolphins today. And here again, the Tuskers taking it slow, using all the time in the world. It's 24 in the possession though. He finds the open player, puts up the shot, can't get it to go. Jonathan with the rebound. Goes behind the back. A great move from Jonathan, but he fails to complete it on the other end. And what we want to see is those beautiful sequences, those fantastic moves. And the Tuskers, for a change, will turn the ball over. Very few turnovers for the Tuskers as the Alappuzha Dolphins decide to call a timeout with 5:23 remaining. Inside the last 5 minutes of this matchup, Dolphins would fancy a comeback from this point, but it just seems too much of an ask as Niranjan off the glass fails to get the shot. A second chance given to him, but the Dolphins survive the scare. Jonathan with a long pass to Albert under the board. G1 left alone at the 3 point line, but he fails to connect on the shot. Neo now with the ball. Oh, Neo, Dandanathan, he makes the basket, and it takes the Dolphins to a 16 point deficit as G1 lines up the shot. Once again, fails to convert. And these quick attempts have been one of the key problems for the Dolphins. They've never utilized the time given to them. In a fast break opportunity like this, it is fine. You can do it. You're supposed to do it. But when you have a set play, there's no need to pass the ball once or twice and just shoot. You often have to dribble through, rotate the ball, and then go ahead for a basket. As here, once again, a fast break basket comes through, taking the score to 40-52 and forcing the Tuskers to call for a timeout and fix the issue. With 3 minutes and 33 seconds remaining, the Dolphins are down by 12 and they will reckon forcing a comeback in order to not just win this match but give themselves a better chance to stay alive in the tournament and finish at a good seed in the table. Tuskers churn up a move, the shot is no good, and a chance again, but they turn the ball over. The Dolphins with another turnover, leading to a second chance given to the Tuskers. Uvesh makes the three, and this is where the Dolphins need to question as to why they give so many second chance opportunities. Once again, a turnover, and Vinay Shankar to the rim makes the basket. And off the timeout, it's a 17 point game. We're into the last 3 minutes. And there's a turnover once again. It's coming in flurries, and Vinay Shankar will almost score. Not too sure what was going on in his mind when he went up for that layup. It's going to be Tusker's ball as Vinay inbounds it from the baseline. Ball taken in. There's a drive along with the pass. Gets it back, puts it up, can't get it to go. Rebound gathered, plays it back out to the corner. Sidestep, finds Praveen, who fakes, goes in, along with the sequence, was looking for a pass, but it's intercepted by Jeevan. And the long ball in to find Jonathan to the rim, and he gets fouled and will shoot free throws. Quick inbound as the Dolphins now go in for a full court press that's easily disrupted and broken by the Tuskers. Vinay Shankar, guarded by Jeevan, denies the screen, easily goes past all the players to the rim. The Thrissur Tuskers on the verge of winning back-to-back games here at the Basketball League Kerala. There's the spin along with the shot, a tough shot for the Dolphins as they fail to make it. Tuskers now are in a flurry of scoring. Uvesh will line up the three again. Won't connect. It's Dolphins basketball. Jeevan pulls up for three. Can't get it to go. He's just made just one, which came in the first quarter. Praveen to the rim, makes the basket. And the Thrissur Tuskers now, just like that, have a 20-point lead. It was 40-50 at one point. And then after that, the Tuskers have not looked back. And the Dolphins again just throwing up fireballs. And we say throwing up fireballs is a term whenever teams and players just constantly throw up shots. And it's good to see the Tuskers respecting their opponents and just deciding to dribble it out. These are moments of appreciating one another. This is where the true spirit of sportsmanship lies at the Basketball League Kerala. This is what we want to see players develop with one another. They are friends off the court, rivals on the court, but also brothers that go up against each other. A lot of them have played with each other, be it their schools, their colleges. Few of them have played together for the state. And here they are walking off with a standing ovation. Thrissur Tuskers, back-to-back victories. Alappuzha Dolphins, a hard-fought defeat. A good game of basketball comes to an end. And at the end, it's the Tuskers 61, Alappuzha Dolphins 41. Thank you so much for joining us live. Stay tuned for more basketball action coming your way. This is the
From Kochi Courts to Trivandrum Rain, we lace them up. We play.
Sun, our oldest source of energy. We can capture the power of sunlight and harness it to use in our own homes.
Thrissur,
Sun, our oldest source of energy. We can capture the power of sunlight and harness it to use in our own homes, businesses, schools, government buildings, and public utilities. Watson Energy, your one-stop solar solution.